Welcome, everyone. Today's Monday and last day of June. Hey, Bridget, Paula, and a lot going on. Hey, Adam, thanks for asking. Very tired, very busy. I just actually got home. I had to run some errand with the kids in the morning. I hope you guys got a chance to read my Substack letter that I wrote. I think it was probably one of the most important things that's happening. And Linda Tranquil, uh, that nobody's reporting on. I'm still in shock. I just got home, put on the TV, checked all and there was just nothing. No, the only thing they're talking about is the big, beautiful, disgusting bill, whatever you want to call it. Um, Look, I just want to let's get it out of the open. Yes, the bill is extremely important. The bill is extremely important because of certain stuff there when it comes to our Medicaid, comes to our raising taxes, and as far as all of the other things that are including, and it's extremely bad. But give me a break. You're like literally for the past 3 days. That's all they're going back and forth. What is this congressman gonna say? What is this congresswoman gonna do? And this is what do you think they're gonna do? And you have the pundits. I mean, I understand that, but that's not everything that's going on in the world. And there's a lot more important stuff that are happening simultaneously. We should be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. My Substack letter I wrote today, it was called Breaking. Donald Trump just lifted sanctions on Russian war banks. I mean, just think about the headline there, just the headline alone. Donald Trump lifted sanctions on Russian war banks. I mean, that should be breaking news somewhere. That should be somebody's talking about. Especially, I mean, just a few days ago we had one of the most, I think, the biggest attack that Russia has done since the beginning of the war, with over 537 missiles literally all over Ukraine. Donald Trump a few weeks ago, remember Donnie 2 weeks came out and said he wanted to actually said, Vlad, stop. He was upset with the bombing that went on and said that he was going to sanction Russia. Yesterday, even Lindsey Graham came out and said, oh, yeah, Donald Trump, I play golf with him. He's going to sanction Russia. I told you he's not going to do it. I told you there's some news coming out. I told you it's going to be about the sanctions, but it wasn't sanctioning Russia. It was relief, giving Russia actually relief. And that's tremendous news of its own. And, but there's so much news that they're not covering, which doesn't make sense to me because it's a little bit out of control. I understand chasing the news. I understand, but like we have actual major breaking news all over the world happening, also inside our country, and they're not talking about anything. Let's take a look at, for instance, the week in review. I mean, just think about what kind of crazy week we had. Just think about if we go day by day from, all of a sudden Donald Trump coming out and making a statement saying for the people of Tehran to evacuate. Just remember, it was just last week. It was just last week. It feels like it's an eternity, but it was just last week that Donald Trump came out and said that. And then literally a day or two later, he came out and said, you know what, I'm going to give him 2 weeks. Told you that's not going to fly. I told you that, that's why I call him Donnie 2 weeks. It's a matter of deflecting and wasting time. Because what was really happening was that the Iranians and under the control of Vladimir Putin, as my sources were breaking, were basically moving the nuclear weapons and the uranium and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, Trump decides to bomb Iran. The media never asked why, why that day? What was the urgency? Remember, we were supposed to have updates. They were supposed to come and update, give hearings to the Congress, to the Senate. I told you they're going to stonewall. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. We're hearing nothing. Why did he attack that day? But you know why did he attack that day? Because it was basically he got the green light from Putin to it was okay to attack that day, and they did it. After attacking, the next couple of days, if you remember, we were on I mean, literally the next day, all of a sudden, we were in World War III. Remember, everybody, every media, every pundit, the televisions are writing breaking news. Iran is attacking our bases in the Middle East. I came on right away and I told you guys, stop. It's not happening. This is all masquerade. This is all play out. This is all theater. Day later, Donald Trump comes out and tells you himself it was all theater. They called us. The Iranians called us. First, they called the Qataris, told them that this is what they're gonna do, and then they called us. Like Donald Trump said, asked what time, if this time was good for them, and then we evacuated all the personnel from there, and then we, left the gunners. Remember the gunners? And by the way, one of the things, if you remember, when we spoke with Malcolm, I told you that somebody has, it was small breaking news, but it was still, I told you, my sources said that Donald Trump is going to have the pilots, the pilots that dropped the bomb, he's going to have them at the White House. I think there's certain media that's now reporting that he's invited them to the White House because he wants to come out and say how great of a job and how they destroyed, put them on the spot. Uh, if we continue, then what happens literally right after that, Donald Trump comes out and says, now there's going to be peace. Screams basically at Netanyahu, at the Iranians, and forces them literally to do a peace, stop shooting, fighting with each other. But what I was telling you wasn't Donald Trump pulling the strings. I mean, the Iranians didn't lose anything. For them, they didn't agree to anything. They didn't disagree to anything. They always came out and said they never agreed to anything with Donald Trump. They always came out and said they had no deal with Donald Trump. But they did come out and say, as long as nobody bombs us, we're not going to bomb anybody. And since Israel stopped bombing Iran, we don't have rockets flying. What's it called? But like I said, that's a cater pug. That's a volcano ready to explode, and literally, and we're on the verge of it. Again, nothing. I mean, this was like 4 or 5 days ago, folks. This was not months or years. This was literally 4 or 5 days ago. Just think about where we are, and all of a sudden now, within that three, we went from World War III to all of a sudden now we have peace in the Middle East. Trump now is going to get the Nobel Peace Prize. That's it. He's told Bibi not to go, return the planes, turned around, screamed. Remember that camera? They don't know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, that whole thing, losing it, screaming, what's it called? All optics, folks. He's a great con man. He's a great, salesman. He's a great, what's it called? Showman. All optics. Again, media on high alert, but what is the media concentrating at this time? All they're concentrating is that 3 or 4 days later, they started getting leaked information telling them that the attack that we told you, that the uranium was all moved and it wasn't as dramatic as Donald Trump made it seem. All of a sudden, now the media is reporting on it. That's all they're reporting, nothing else. Just think about it. And by the way, folks, we have a little over 500 people right now, and it's growing. It's 7 o'clock. It's a Monday. I'm going to be here with you for at least another 20, 30 minutes, going over, bringing you up to speed on everything that's going on. Smash those hearts as hard as you can. The algorithm, I'm being told, gets lots of more people to come in because I think right now the information that we're going to be discussing here, that we're talking about, is extremely important. Nobody else is talking. I mean, I go on the pundits, all you hear on all of these podcasts and all of these lives, they're talking about all these senators and congressmen with opinions about this big, beautiful bill, and also about the New York race, what's happening, which is, again, important stuff. Don't get me, but I mean, there's other things, and especially with what just happened. I mean, guys, this is what we're talking about. Just happened literally 4 or 5 days ago. It was a week. I mean, this is all. I mean, this is so fresh. I mean, we went from World War III to peace to all of a sudden attacks on Ukraine to all of a sudden now lifting sanctions, going to say. I mean, there's just so much happening. We still have troops, folks. We still have troops, federal troops in Los Angeles. Nobody knows why. There's no protests, no riots, but we still have troops. Nobody's talking about that. Lots to go over, but I just wanted to take this time and say, first of all, smash those hearts, share this, as Michael Cohen loves to say, that little box on the right there with the arrow. Share it with everybody you know and everybody you can, far and wide. You are my megaphone. You are my voices. You know what to do. and for those of you that are that have been subscribing, being paid subscribers, contributing, thank you, thank you, and thank you for everything you're doing. I see you, I know who you are, I watch you, I read your DMs. I haven't been that good responding lately, but it's just been a crazy week. I will get caught up on them. For those of you that are new and just joined, welcome to the family. For those of you that are planning, make sure you join, because this is more than just a community; it's a family. It's a the resistance basically to try to save our democracy. So definitely thank you. Oh, Tranquil joined today. Welcome to the family. Everybody show Tranquil some love that joined our community. So anyway, make sure you guys do it. And for those of you that can, continue with the upgrades. The paid subscribers is really what allows me to do this. I have a big family. I'm still on the supervised release. This is my full-time thing, trying to save our democracy, and your support, all that you guys do by being paid subscribe, by contributing to my Venmo at Venmo. At Venmo Lev Parnas. I'm so bad at this. And also visit levremembers.com. It's our website. It's going to be updated with all my speaking arrangements. Also, I'm going to be going around the country doing from different speaking ranger, but also to what are they called, town halls. So definitely you want to join up and keep an eye on that. Also, a lot of cool different apparel there, which also helps fund this mission, and also helps with the stuff that we do in Ukraine. Because a lot of you ask, how do we help Alex in Ukraine? It's by helping this platform, because me and Alex are one. It is the voice from Ukraine, also Levremembers, and that's what this platform is. And the proceeds go to fund both of them. So again, thank you guys for subscribing. Linda, thank you so much for becoming a paid subscriber. A lot of cool stuff. Not only do we have Q&A behind the scenes, but also story time with Lev. I know I've been bad on it the past week or two, but there's just been a lot of breaking news. We will get caught up to it. And I'm also going to add another highlight to the paid subscribers is I'm going to once a week. I'm going to try to do at least once or twice a week. Write a personal letter with some really cool information, some pictures and stuff like that to all the for just for paid subscribers. So definitely, if you can, you want to contribute, join the family, and help with the mission. But let's get back to what the media is not talking about, what is happening, and what we need to keep a focus. And the most important thing, Daisy, God bless you. Thank you so much for joining. And the most important thing that each and every one of you could do, because it's free, is to go out there wherever you are. And this is what's been working. And I see a lot of you are doing it, and keep doing it. We need more. Go into these whenever you're going on to these other not only social media, but these other lives you're watching, when you're going into these chat rooms that you're subscribing to these different people, make sure you take my Substack letters, and you copy them, and you put them into those messages, like where you say write a message. Like when you're out there, you make sure you spread it. You put it in the different chats that you guys go to. Spread the message. Spread the message wide far, because that's why it's extremely important what we're doing. I see Michael's here. Michael, if you want to come up, just let me know. If you're just hanging out, cool. Let me know what you want to do, brother. But anyway, let's continue. While the media was running around saying, taking a look at what is actually, if we struck them, if the nuclear weapons were, if they were there, you guys know. Hey, Pam. Oh, Pam Hemphill is here. And I'm going to do a special. Pam, I'll get in touch with you. Want to definitely bring you up on Substack and let everybody hear some of your story and what you are about. So definitely, I'm going to bring Pam up. For those of you who know, she's the grandma, mega grandma that was part of the J6ers. She declined Trump's pardon. Pence just wrote her a letter, basically saying, thank you for Michael. Let me bring Michael up while we're doing this. Hold on a second. Yeah. So we're gonna get Pam up here, and also have couple of cool things. We'll go to the second. What's up, brother?
Hey. So, I had Pam Hempel on my Mea Culpa podcast. I'll give you the entire story. She's a wonderful, wonderful person. She was one of the January 6th insurrectionists. Um, while she certainly didn't attack anybody, she was there, and she ended up doing time, and it affected her obviously significantly, like it affected you and me. Um, she was, of course, given the pardon as part of the 1,600 pardons that Trump had given out to the January 6th defendants, as he promised he would during the campaign. She tried to reject it, which, understand, I don't know even how you do that. How do you end up rejecting a pardon? Not that you just wouldn't accept it. How do you give back a pardon? I don't know. I've actually never heard of anything like that before. But you're right. Mike Pence wrote to her. I got to be honest with you. I like Pam a lot. I find her to be a fascinating individual. I really do. And I've had her, I think, twice on Mea Culpa. I'm not really sure I fully understand Mike Pence's email or letter to her, thanking her for her bravery and so on. I'll be honest. I don't really understand Mike Pence. I didn't understand him when I was part of the crew, and I certainly don't understand him now. I said to Pam, I called her when she was making the statements that she was going to reject the pardon. And I said to her, you don't have to agree with somebody to accept the benefit of the pardon. And I think that you're very fortunate to have gotten it. And she said she does not want anything from this man meeting the president. And I said to her, continue to speak out, do whatever it is that makes you happy. But if I was her, I certainly would accept the pardon.
I know.
She's not taking it with any qualifications or any.
I love you, bro. I love you. Michael's like, fuck that. I would have taken the part. No, but I know Pam for actually when she just came on, and for her, I'll tell you, I think the biggest thing for Pam, and we'll let her tell her story when she comes out here, and we'll talk about. Michael, you'll come on. We'll have her together. But I think what for her it was important because she went through a lot coming out. And the left did not accept her. They went hard against her, and she went through a hard to try to literally, come out with the truth. She fought hard against the J6ers. She was also part of that M Bundy, from Idaho. Where that whole crew. So she went through a lot. So for her, I think it was, and I'll let her talk about for her journey. It was important to get recognized that she wasn't doing it. And I think the ultimate by giving up a part, because a lot of people will try to say she's fake, you're doing it because you just want media attention, you just want to be out there, you flip inside. And, a lot of that, they said it to you when you came out, they said it to me, some of them still say it, it's part of, it's part of life. But I think that, by giving up that pardon, says a lot, in her ass. But, we'll talk about Pam when...
I'm just not sure procedurally.
I don't know either. I don't know. We'll ask her. That's a great question to ask her. Because
I'm just not sure as a lawyer procedurally how one goes about and saying, yeah, so the president gave me a pardon, but I rejected it. I'm not so sure that you can. And I'm not so sure that the president can even take it back. I don't know what the hell.
It's we're living in a world where it's unpredictable. All the shit's happening. From we got literally right now hearings going on about Biden's auto pen, like full blast, like in both the Congress and the Senate.
Well, let's talk about the auto pen, because that auto pen actually affects you and me.
But let's have a different time, because I actually wanted to go over, like, break down all of the breaking news, because that's going to take us into a different subject. And
okay. Your show.
No, I'm saying to you, we could do Thursday. Definitely, we could definitely go into that and definitely talk about it because I agree with you. I think a lot of it has to do with it, but I also there's a lot I can't even talk about because of maybe being called and all of that. So what I'm saying to you is like just between me and you, we could go into it Thursday. But right now, I want to talk with you a little bit about what the hell is going on. I mean, I've been watching. I mean, besides any channel you put on, any of these podcasts you go on, any lives you're watching, I mean, they're constantly regurgitating the big, beautiful bill, the big, ugly bill. Granted, it's important. Granted, but
Well,
again,
there's two things right now that are dominating the news. You're right. The big beautiful bill with this what do they keep calling it? The uh what is it? They where they're I'm blanking. They're
the ugly bill, the beautiful bill.
they're redoing. I don't know. They're voting. It's like a
Ah,
speed
yeah,
vote. It's like a speed voting.
voter.
Votorama. That's it. Votorama. I should remember it. I was on Wonderama like 10 times when I was a kid. You know that? Yeah. I did. And I even won the one where I pulled the flower out of the tube and I got like 25 different toys. It was great, for a little kid. Yeah, but I was on it 10 freaking times. So the Votorama. Um, it's very interesting because then it's going to go back and who knows what it's even going to look like, and then after it goes back to the house, then it may have to be looked at again if it's going to be all that different. But let me be very clear about something, and I want Democrats to hear me on this because it affects every single one of us. Trump is going to get this bill passed. It's not going to look exactly like the 1,000-page bill that was initially put down. All right, it's not. It's going to be some sort of a watered down version. This votorama, just so people understand what this is all about. This is where Lev, who is, let's say, a senator from Florida, wants something for his constituents, for his state, so that he can go back and declare it as a win for himself. And so he'll ask for this. They'll make a concession and give him some of it. Blah blah blah. And every single one of the senators are doing that. They stick more shit into this bill and they pull out some other stuff in order for again to capitulate to their constituents.
And basically, you literally just right now in 2 minutes gave the whole what the hell is going on. I mean, it's basically they're back and forth, they're negotiating, they're going to take stuff out, they're going to put it. But the most important thing you said was how you started off. I mean, the
Yeah,
chances it's probably 99% that it's going to get pushed through.
it is going to
Right.
pass.
So that and that's the point. The point of it is that it's going to get passed through. The different if it's going to have 4.3 trillion or 4.1 trillion. I mean, it's irrelevant. It's going to be a shitty bill. It's going to be very bad for our Medicaid. It's going to be bad for everything we're talking about. So let's understand that. But for it to dominate the news cycle for the past 3 days, from morning to night, 24/7, when there's so many other breaking
But
things happening.
yeah, but Lev, the part that bothers me, you're spot on. But the part that bothers me the most about all of this is when you listen to the pundits and they're sitting there, they're making it sound as if though this bill is not going to pass. That somehow or another that the senators are going to reject the bill in its entirety. Ha ha, fuck you, Trump. Right? You're not getting it. Let me be crystal clear. All right. It will be a different variation of the initial 1,000-page bill, but under no circumstance should anybody think that Trump is not going to end up getting this bill passed. And more importantly, he's not going to declare this as a major win. He is. And you know what? You got to give the guy credit because it is a major win. He's going to fuck up Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, SNAPs, food programs. They're going to end up taking away all of these government services which are needed by the most neediest people in our country. It is going to be, no matter how you slice it, it is going to create a windfall for the uber wealthy, plain and simple. So it is a win for Trump. And when Democrats want to sit there and turn around and declare it's going to be a complete and total catastrophe and a disaster for Trump, it's not true. They are not telling you the truth. And that's one thing that Lev and I will always do on Thursdays when we're with Malcolm Nance. You are not going to get bullshit from Lev. You're not getting it from myself, and you're not going to get it from Malcolm. Plain and simple. I can't stand when these pundits get up there and they start to talk about how now it's going to go back to the House and then it's going to have to get, pulled apart there, and that Trump wants it by the 4th of July. He wants it on his desk for signature and all that. They make it seem as if, though, what happens if it's not the 4th of July? And I'm talking to each and every one of you. And by the way, I know Lev probably told you to keep smashing the shit out of the hearts and the little square with the arrow. Please share this. We need not 1,000 people. We need 10,000 people. Then we need 100,000 people. The purpose is to build this community. I don't know how many more times, if you read my Substacks, I talk about it in every single Substack. If we don't build a community, who's going to fight for us? We need to fight for ourselves. It's just that simple. So again, now they turn around, they tell you they want this on Trump's desk Trump wants it on his desk by the 4th of July. And they say it's never going to happen. Not enough time. Probably true. Not enough time for it to go out of the Senate, back to the House, have everybody read it. It's going to be a short week. 4th of July, I think, is what? Friday. Not going to happen. Fine. Hold on. They make you want to believe that if it doesn't end up on Trump's desk by the 4th of July, that this is a loss, this is a failure for Trump, and so on. And let me be, along with Lev, the first to turn around and to tell you that that's bullshit. All right? So what? If it ends up coming to his desk for signature on the 14th of July or the 24th of July, who gives a shit? Do you think Trump cares? This bill is his stamp. This is his Affordable Care Act, the ACA for Obama. That's how big and important this bill is to him. And mark my words on this. Mark my words. This bill will end up in some way, shape, or form on Trump's desk within the month of July. Maybe it won't be the 4th of July. Maybe it'll be the 31st of July. Maybe. Who cares? Trump doesn't give a shit. He'll call it a win. He'll turn around and every time the Democrats keep telling you that we got him, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen, he has now proven us wrong. And they're proving us wrong because we are disorganized. We are not organized as a community. Too many Democrats that Lev was talking about before, and I love watching it. Even when I don't join, I like to hear what he's saying because he's right. This is not going the way that they're telling you that it's going. It's the exact bullshit that they were feeding when they were saying that, look at the difference in the size of Kamala's rallies versus Trump rallies. Look at all the people leaving the Trump rallies, right? And look at all the people screaming and hooting and hollering for Kamala. Trump beat the shit out of Kamala Harris. Let's be fair about it. Now, I know people are going to say he won by less than 2 million votes. That's true. But every single election in the last 20 years has been by under 2%. All right. Every single one. On top of that, and the key factor that people have to remember, he took every single swing state. So when I'm turning around and Lev is telling you, join this community, share this with your friends, bring your crew to our crew. Because only together are we going to be able, and I mean this, all right? Only together are we going to be able to defeat this stupidity in the midterm election. Because if we don't do it, if you don't play your part, Mark my words on it. You're going to see a repeat of 2024.
Oh, I think it's gonna be even worse than that, Michael. I really do. I think. I mean, if we don't do what we, if history is gonna judge us very harshly, and our kids, grandkids. But yeah, no. Listen, I appreciate you jumping in here, brother. By the way, I'm going to be on this new platform called Chatter later on today. I don't know if
I'm sorry, what's it called?
Chatter. You heard of it? I got invited. They're doing
What
a
are you taking
round.
pictures of your feet?
No, I don't know. It's like they're doing a roundtable today. Malcolm's on there also, and they're talking about Iran, and so they want me on there. So I'm also going to jump on there later on today. I just got home literally. I was watching. I was hoping that I came home and the chat and the media somehow picked up on this stuff, but came home, and again, it's the same thing. That's why I went on just to give everybody an update on what they're not talking about. So I appreciate brother jumping
Yeah,
in.
always. And let me just
Yes,
let me sign off just by saying, if you're a Michael subscriber,
absolutely.
I implore you. There's only so many hours in a day that I could be here. When I'm not here, Lev is there. Make sure you subscribe to Levremembers, to Lev Parnas. It's simple. If you're a Lev subscriber, subscribe to my Substack platform too. All right, and make sure that you join us on Thursday for another episode of Unleashed, because that's what Lev, Malcolm, and I are. When we get together, it's unleashed. It's not just fun, it's informative.
It definitely is. And guys, I couldn't say it. You hear Michael saying it, I said the one thing that you see right now in your split screen that you're not gonna see on any of the other Substacks and any other the platforms is between me and Michael. I could literally say, besides his family, maybe nobody knows Donald Trump as well as the two of us combined. Between Michael being his little sidekick for over a decade, and then me being in the White House for those 4 years of him, sending me to Ukraine and being involved in that shadow diplomacy of putting pressure on Ukraine. So I could tell you the information that we're giving you on between the two of us is extremely important. So if you were to subscribe to only two platforms, and I'm not saying it because of anything, again, anybody's welcome to do whatever they want. But if you're here literally to get the information, literally to get the truth, literally to understand what it is that we need to save our democracy, I don't think you're going to get it better than from myself or Michael, because, like I said, these are the two platforms he's trying to close and shut up because we're the only two people that really know him. A lot
By
of
the
other
way,
people,
Lev, did you
yes, yeah.
see that? I think they just announced, I think it just came over breaking news, that the federal court judge actually halted Trump's deportation plan. You know, if I don't have access to a computer where I'm talking from, but if you could take a quick look, I want to be very clear again. Knowing Trump, as Lev described, I sat by his man's side for a decade and a half. Okay, I know him as well as anybody, and I want to be very clear about something. The man doesn't like to lose, and he will scratch, claw, he will bite your head off in order to win. So when I turn around and I tell you that even if they did halt the deportation plan, remember, he doesn't give a shit about the courts. He doesn't care about the legislature. He turned around and he said emphatically that federal court judges should not be allowed to interfere in the operation of government. The Supreme Court granted him a ruling that wasn't exactly as they described it, but at the end of the day, it was declared another win for him. If we are going to assert ourselves, have our voices heard, make sure you join this community. When Lev or myself, when we turn around, and sometimes we do it out of the blue, we just turn around and we hit that, we're going live button and you see it, you make sure that you join it and make sure that you continue to smash hearts and that you keep sending it to your friends, your family, your next door neighbor, your colleagues, your postman. I don't care. Make sure that everybody becomes part of this community, because if we don't stand together, we stand alone. And if we stand alone, we're sunk.
100%. I couldn't say it better myself. My brother, thank you for joining us.
Always, Lev.
and that's one of the things that's great about this Substack and the lives and this community. You never know who's going to pop up. And that's what I say. You never know who's going to join. Or which special guest and
And
which
you never know
special.
if Lev's gonna get dressed or not.
You never know. I mean,
He,
especially with nowadays. I mean, I've been running so hard. I
he's
can't
sitting
tell
there.
you.
He's like the Chin Gigante sitting there in his t-shirt at his chain, right?
Michael, the funny part is this is how I used to walk into at the Trump International. I used to sit downstairs, and when they would walk in there, they would hate me. Like I remember, like Pete Sessions and all these guys, like they were such, proper. They would walk in, they would hate me, but they would have to bow down and kiss the
Yeah, I
like
remember
because
when I used to walk into the hotel and I would see you in the back couch area with Rudy Kaludi.
Yeah, remember, Michael. Those
Yeah.
those are those are the days. But anyway, brother, have a great night.
I'll see you. Have a great night. Thank
I'll
you
see
all.
you. Thanks for joining, everybody. Follow Michael. Make sure subscribe. You got it. Well, there you have it, folks. I mean, that's one of the great things about our community and our movement, that we have not just me, but we have other truth tellers. We have other people here that are breaking down, from Michael Cohen to Malcolm Nance to Olga Lotman to Alex from Ukraine, Jason Smart from the Kiev Post. I mean, we have a lot of people that are out here fighting to get you the truth, to get you the inside story. And some of us are risking our futures. Some of us are risking our freedom. So, but we're all doing it because the one thing that keeps us all calm, because we're all different people. We don't agree on everything, and that's one of the great things about it. If you go and you take a look at our shows, when we get on what's it called, Unleashed, or any other shows, we might not agree with stuff. We go at it, we discuss it, we debate it, we do it because that's what it's all about. We're not an echo chamber, because we have our different points of views on Donald Trump. Michael knew him from one way, I knew him from another way. And that's what great is, for you to be able to see those different points, different situations where you're not going to see anywhere else. So that alone, just so you, what's it called? And that's part of, being able to have proper discord, is when you're able to agree, disagree, and have proper communication. Because nowadays, if you go on any of these other platforms, they're literally echo chambers, and I don't understand that. Why you want to just go yourself, close in, and listen to the same thing that maybe it calms people down, and maybe I don't know, but I never understood, like, if you're going on there and you want to discuss this, why do you want to go? And that's why when people used to tell me, why do you go into this right wing mega spaces or shows and everything, I'm like, because that's who I want to get over to our side. That's who we need to prove to win. Because if I just speak to people that love me and want to listen and agree with everything I say, these are the same people that are going to go vote for what we need to do. So you need to go into the lion's den. You need to be able to go out there and put your neck on the lion's chest. That's the only way we're going to save our democracy. So that's why it's this community is great, and that's why Substack has. I'm really, really happy that my son Aaron brought me to this platform, and I could see that we're doing a lot of good work. I could tell you that our voices are being heard. And just think about, forget about even everything that we're talking about, like from the Ukraine stuff and everything, but let's talk about a little good stuff for a second, before we end off tonight, because, there's a lot of bad we talk about. If you read my Substack letters, you probably, my wife sometimes, because she helps me put them out, like, onto the platform after I write them. And she, when she reads them, she goes to me, honey, she goes, you really going to put this out Sunday morning or Saturday, or in the morning? I mean, she goes, this is really scary stuff. And I look at her and I say, but I'm not here to do a show. I'm not here for ratings. I'm not here to I'm here to literally give you the facts, the truth, and not sugarcoat it. And sometimes it is raw, and sometimes it is really scary. And I agree with you, and I understand, and I believe you. But you have to hear it, because otherwise, if I start sugarcoating it, it comes with a spin, and then you don't get to make up your own decision and know the real truth, and you're not able to. So the only way we could fight is right now is doing that. So I understand the feelings that you guys go through, because just think about this week alone. If you think about just what we spoke about right before Michael joined us, I mean, all the craziness that we went through in one week. We went from World War III to peace to fighting in one country. We have from martial law being almost implemented in our country. Troops, in Los Angeles. You have all of this going. Now you got this big, beautiful bill that's trying to destroy Medicaid and and stuff like that. So I understand, believe me, and that's not even to say about, like Michael said, about Trump's immigration policies and everything. But I told you a few months ago, and I tell you all along, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. The only problem is, and I'm going to be honest with you, is we need to figure out who's going to take the bull by the horns, as they say it. Who is going to step it up on the Democratic Party and go out there, because look, just think about it. You have now at least two, three people out of five that we need. Remember, I always tell you, you need about five people to join forces with the Democrats in Congress, and it's over with. It's a wrap. We don't have to wait till 2026. We could start implementing all of these things that we're talking about right now. We already, and so we have. We keep speaking. Spoke about Don Bacon. Don Bacon's retiring, folks. I told you that 2 months ago. He came out and told you that now he's retiring. So he's ready to do the right thing, he said, right now, and he's standing up against Trump. You got literally Senator Tillis, the Pascal lady, standing up again. I'm not saying these guys are great guys. I'm not saying, okay, we have to grab them and like, I'm not even know. I have no idea. Put it to you this way. I don't care about their policies, if they're good, what they joined, what they did in the past. It's irrelevant. All I care about is how are we going to right now save our democracy? How are we going to stop this administration of doing what they're doing? So, how do we do it? Again, we have to unite. It has to be a message. We'll be able to debate later. We'll be able to discuss policy later. Because if we don't do it, I'm telling you, I have a bad feeling, very bad feeling, that if we don't do it and we don't do it quick enough, yeah, by the way, everybody, Substack is my main platform, so you don't have to worry about like chat or any of this. Concentrate on Substack. This is our voices. This is where I do. I'm going to be a guest there. I'm going to go on there tonight for this panel. Those of you that want to, absolutely, it's at 8:30. But that's not something I'm going to be on or doing. I don't know when the next time I'll ever be on there, to be honest with you. So it's not something I want you to drop there, but we will probably have some interesting conversation today on there because of the people there. I know Malcolm's going to be on there. So if you guys want to, and it's at 8:30, we're going to be, it's called Chatter. It's through Blue Sky. I think you could go on there if you have a Blue Sky account. I think you could just join the conversation with your Blue Sky account. I'm not sure. I'm not technically inclined, but again, definitely, if you guys have the time, you don't want to miss the conversation, but don't kill yourself over it, because this is my home. This is where I speak truth to power. This is my family. You are my movement. You are my backbone. So there's, believe me, nothing that it will go anywhere else but here. And later on tonight, I'm also going to put out a Substack letter to bring this all, wrap everything up to date, what's going on and what we're talking about. So if you missed any of this, you could definitely rewind it, but also stay tuned for my Substack letter. So the good part that I want to leave us off with, that I want to talk about a little bit, is the cracks. Besides the Tillis and the Bacon and the Congress and Senate, and how you're seeing the infighting over this big, beautiful bill. I hate keep calling it beautiful. I want to call it ugly bill, but that's what they call it. But the interesting part that came out of the woodworks today, and again, this is something really big. The media again is not reporting out. Elon Musk, folks. If you remember, for the past several weeks, I've been telling you that do not listen to what the media. Or if you remember, a few weeks ago, the media did this whole spin. Elon supposedly apologized, went in, and they were buddies again, and everything was great, lovey-dovey. I told you, don't believe the spin. I told you that it's not just a breakup. It's an explosion waiting to happen. And today we seen the eruption and explode. We had Elon Musk come out and literally, I'm going to quote him, guys. Hold on a second. Let me, because you got to quote this guy. Hold on a second. Bear with me, guys. So he said, and this is very important. He said, every member of Congress, he put on his X platform today, every member of Congress who campaigned on reducing government spending and then immediately voted for the biggest debt increase in history should hang their heads in shame. And they will lose their primary next year if it is the last thing I do on this earth. Wow. I, now I know it sounds crazy and okay, it's like oh, it's just a moment, but let's understand the context. Let's understand what's happening. The last conversation that Donald Trump, the last message Donald Trump did to Elon Musk before that supposed, makeup session and everything was great, was when he threatened Elon Musk and said to him that if you think, because Elon Musk mentioned something like this in their last fight, if you remember, saying that he was going to go put money in primary and behind certain congressional seats, and he told him that if you even consider funding any Democrats or anybody against any of my people, it will be the last thing you do. It will be very severe to you. I don't remember. I don't want to misquote it, but it was very, very serious threat. Right after that, Elon bowed. They made up. Supposedly, you had that whole what's it called? Well, Elon Musk and Laura Loomer, who is Trump's sycophant, basically is all over it already. She's retweeted it and she's basically pointing it out, saying President Trump. She's sending him the message and saying President Trump, Elon Musk is threatening to go put money behind Democrats. This is a major rift, folks. Like this is, you got literally Tucker Carlson out there attacking Donald Trump every day. You have now Elon Musk openly talking about it. You have these congressmen, senators openly are planning to retire. You could call them, spineless. And I agree with you. I agree with Michael that, some of these people are so spineless, like Tillis. He goes out, votes, lets these people, lets Trump take in all of these, from the Pam Bondis to the Tulsi Gabbers and the Hex, and then now he's going to retire, because now Trump went after him after this one vote. So if you had principles, I don't understand what changed in your principles that you're making such a stance on this vote and you're ready to retire, but you were willing to give up everything, give up your principles to be able to put and give Trump the power. Because if they don't put and all of these people in that are his loyalists, Trump doesn't have the power. What's it called that he has? So those are the things I wanted to leave you. The other breaking news that I'm sorry, Michael caught me off track a little bit that nobody's talking about either is that my sources today they confirmed. I told you, if you remember, about 3 weeks ago, I Trump got into it with Jerome Powell, and I told you that Jerome Powell, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when that they're going to get him out the door. That Trump is adamantly wants him out. I know he's been walking around and calling him names too late and stuff like that. One of the reasons is because he's been told that if he does this drastic act, that it could tremendously influence the stock market, which he doesn't want to do. But what I'm hearing, and it looks like it's being confirmed in just some of the social media that I've seen. Again, I haven't seen the media report on it, but what my sources are telling me that Jerome Powell is out the door. Trump, and they're already looking for replacements, and it's going to happen quick, folks. So there's a lot of news here. And as we've been sitting here for the past hour, I've been watching just all these different news channels. Nothing. They're talking about the beautiful bill. I'm watching, what's happening on Substack and Twitter, and it's all about the big bill, Mega's big bill, tonight's law, big bill. I mean, everybody, talking about the big bill. Nobody wants to talk about what's really happening, and the biggest news of them all. And I know some of you have to believe me when I tell you that this is really big news that nobody's covering is Donald Trump today, after posting yesterday about some news coming out today, released certain sanctions on Russian war banks. And you got to be kidding me. Like, just think about what I just said. Donald Trump didn't sanction Russia. didn't add sanctions, didn't basically it played out after the week of craziness. The day before yesterday, Vladimir Putin came out and started praising Donald Trump. Donald Trump sat in the Oval gloating about the praise he received from Vladimir Putin. I told you folks that something big is happening because of that. And today in the morning, we seen it. Um, Donald Trump took off the sanctions on these four banks. And the banks, just to let you know that he took it off, guys, is let me get back to my letter for a second here because I want to be clear to you. So it was VTB Bank, which funds Russia's military industry complex and oligarchs' operation. He took sanctions off Promos Vas Bank, the bank that handles all of Russia's armed transactions, mercenary payments, and defense procurements. And he took off Sberbank, which is Russia's largest bank that controls central oil deals, it controls evading global financial sanctions. That's right, Charlene. And what Trump was worried about, a prayer call today that he was on a call with a prayer call, and the media was all over this. And Trump decided to put a message out to AT&T because for some reason they were having difficulty. This is what the media is chasing. This is what they're talking about. Not, I mean, I still can't explain to you. Like I don't know. I can't wrap my mind around it. As like I've been speaking to my sources, they also can't. Like we are sitting here and like discussing between ourselves and saying to ourselves, like he literally just took the sanctions off of Russia. And nobody's talking about like mm, I don't even know what to say. But what I could say is hopefully they'll catch up tomorrow, and hopefully they'll start sounding the alarm bells. But right now, the first line of defense is each and every one of you. So I know Michael said it. I know I said it earlier. We have a little bit over 1,100 people here. I want to thank each and every one of you that supports this platform that goes out there. And I see you. I know who you guys are. That it goes out there and goes to the different sites, spreads the message, goes to Blue Sky, goes to X, goes to different places, retweets it, restacks it. That's the most important thing. Bring three more, four people on. Those of you that are new to our family, welcome. Those of you that are considering it, please, now is the time to join. Become a subscriber. If you can, become a paid subscriber because that's what keeps this movement going. For those of you that contribute and those of you that can contribute to Venmo at Lev Parnas. And definitely, you definitely want to visit Levremembers, join up, sign up. That website is under work still, so we're gonna have a lot of news alerts coming out, where our town halls are gonna be. We're speaking all over the country coming up soon, and also a lot of great merchandise that allows us to each with every T-shirt, with every book, you support this movement, you support the voice from Ukraine. You support us being able to speak truth to power. So I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me tonight. I want to make sure that you are understand how serious the news is right now and how we need to spread it compared to what everybody's talking about. And I want to thank you for everything you guys do. And for those of you that will join me, I'll see you later on at 8:30. If not, stay tuned tonight for my Substack, and I will see you tomorrow on Love Remembers. And take care. Have a good night.